Hello, YouTube. It's your boy, the Passport Bro Wingman, coming at you again with another YouTube video. You see the title of the video. I wanted to share with you guys some good news I found out from Frontier Airlines. Now, in general, I'm not the biggest fan of Frontier or Spirit. They generally have somewhat of the cheaper flights. Now, there's a caveat with it, in which, in majority of the time, it's only cheap if you only are carrying a I think it's called a personal item, like a computer bag, very small backpack or something like that. Because other than that, you have to pay for your luggage both ways. Generally, when you add in the luggage to the ticket, it generally comes out to about the same as the other airlines. So that's a little tricky caveat with Frontier and Spirit. Now, there have been plenty of times where I've took flights on Spirit and Frontier, and I just took a little backpack, and it saved me a ton of money instead of using some of the other airlines. But in general, I usually stay away from Spirit and Frontier for a variety of different reasons. And I know I told you guys I was going to give you guys some good news, and I've kind of said some few negative things about these airlines, but I always want to be transparent and tell all the ins and outs about every single airline. That being said, generally the only problem I generally have had with Frontier in the past is I wasn't a big fan of their seats. Their seats are similar to the ones that Spirit has, in which they're not that wide, and in general, they've been somewhat almost very thin cushion in the seat. But the last time I rode Spirit, they actually have improved a whole lot, where the seats are a whole lot better. They used to be, as I said before, they used to be a lot worse, but they actually have improved on their seating. Other thing about Frontier and Spirit, as well as you know, is they don't give you most airlines generally give you things like peanuts, cookies, free drink, that kind of stuff. Generally, as you know, on Frontier Spirit, you have to pay for everything. It's kind of like an a la carte type service. But nevertheless, if you're willing to push aside the additional fee for the luggage, and then also the additional fees for like the food on board, sometimes you can get a pretty good deal. And that being said, one thing that Frontier did that actually did surprise me and impress me, and which I'm really have considered going with them, is this. As you can see on the screen right here, they have a all you can fly pass. And with this pass, it includes not only domestic but also international. And as a passport bro, I tend to like to do a lot of traveling and trying out different countries and that kind of thing. And the good thing about this is this pad they Frontier travels to several different international countries. I was very unaware of that. I didn't know that they went to a variety of different destinations. Now they don't go as far as some of the other airlines, such as like United and so forth. They generally stick around more like Central America, more like Mexico, the Caribbean, that kind of thing. I'm looking forward to the day that both them and Spirit does go down to Colombia, but I'm looking to when they finally will go even further than that, when they start actually going down to further into South America and even parts of like Europe and so forth. At that point, I'm definitely going to be looking more to a lot of their flights and that kind of thing, especially when they do that and they improve on some of the things like I said before, like the seating and that kind of thing. I said it to say that with Frontier, I believe there is a bigger seat you can get. You got to pay a little bit extra. It's generally like in the front part. The other thing is with this pass, they have a variety of different ways you can use it. I'm going to explain the details as well. So you can pay on a monthly basis, you can pay on a yearly basis, you can pay on a quarterly basis, and it pretty much is just as it says. It's all you can fly, and this is true. It's not a gimmick. Now there is a caveat to this, and I'm going to explain what the caveat is. But primarily, it works best if you are a remote worker, because when I explain the caveats, you can see how this will work in favor of like remote worker. Because one would say then, if this is an all you can fly pass, for example, let me show you some of the prices for this. And as you can see, they're trying to get people enrolled. So they're starting off with the zero for the first month. with a payment of $50 enrollment fee, and they're trying to get people to get on board. I'm going to tell you because a lot of people might ask like, how do they make money? And I'm going to explain that in a second. So let me show you some of the pricing. So right now they have a fall and winter pass. This is like the was technically not quarterly, but just about like a 6 month pass. Fall and winter starting September, and they're only going to charge you $300, and then from September to February you can fly as much as you want, as long as the destination that Frontier flies to, you can fly there as much as you want. Also, you don't want to do the 6 month thing, you can do the monthly pass. And as you can see, generally they do about $150 monthly, or the first month they'll give it to you for about $50. As you know, they always try to get you to stay in longer. So if you're willing to put up a little bit more money, fall and winter pass might not be that bad. But I guess in this case, they're probably thinking that some people may want to start it, but then they might want them canceling it. So they're trying to make sure they get their money. Now, once again, on the other end, as I said before, here's another 6 month pass. This actually started earlier in the year in April to September. This one was $1,000 for the whole summer pass. And of course, the reason for that, as we know, is the summer is the time when most people are traveling, so they still have to be competitive. They're still looking at how much money they're going to lose and that kind of thing. And then, of course, they have even better, which is the annual pass, which means if you buy this for the whole year, you can travel as much as you want to enter the destinations. And yeah, you just got to pay that one time. So now one might ask me like, okay, so what's the caveat? Like how do they actually make money off this? There's a few different ways. There's a few things they're banking on. For one, most people don't really travel that often. As you know, most people are not necessarily remote workers. Most people work regular jobs where they have to go into office. So first off, that's that. And also most people might only have about 2 weeks of vacation time. So in general, they're not going to be flying that much. So that's one avenue that they're expecting, is that a lot of people are not going to be, they're going to buy the pass, but they're not going to travel that often. So that's one avenue that they're looking at. The other thing is, now here's where the caveat comes in. So when it comes to domestic traveling, the way it works is you can travel as much as you want domestically, but it has to be within a 24-hour range. Now you say, what do you mean by that? For example, as I'm making this video now, looking down at the clock, it's the 28th of August. Basically what they're saying is within a 24-hour window, I can only book flights that are within 24 hours into the future. So right now, as I'm making this video, it's early in the morning. It's like 4 a.m. I'm tend to be like a night owl. So it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I can book any flight today from Frontier, no more than 24 hours in advance, which means I can book a flight from 4 a.m. now to 4 a.m. tomorrow, which is the 29th. It has to be within the range of right now till 24 hours later would be what? 4 a.m. the next day, the 29th. So I have to book a flight within that range. As long as I book a flight within that range, it's free as long as I bought the pass. Now, so that's the caveat with domestic. Now, this is how they're going to get you, because here's the problem. If I book the flight right now and it's within my 24-hour range, remember, it's not a round trip ticket. It's a one-way ticket, which means, let's say I want to go to visit my mother and one of my cousins in Chicago. I booked the ticket today. I go to Chicago. Now, remember, you got to come back. And I can't book ahead of time, which means I can't book my to and from ticket today. I have to go to Chicago, and then when I think I want to go back, then I have to search for a flight. Now, the problem is, what happens when I go to Chicago and when I decide to come back, there's no flight available. I have to wait the next day. I have to wait until there's a flight available. Then I can take that, and then I can go. So the way they're looking at it is, a lot of people, because remember, they're not remote workers. So if you're not a remote worker and you go visit your cousin in Chicago, you need your trip in advance to go back. And you can't keep waiting day after day after day until a flight is available. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to go ahead and buy a one-way ticket. So they're banking on that's going to increase more people buying tickets. So you're going to go there, and then you're going to buy so pretty much you'll use the pass to get your free one-way ticket to Chicago. and then you're going to book your ticket back from there. Now, this is where remote workers win because I work remotely. The way it would work is I would fly to Chicago, I would stay to my aunt, and then around the range I want to go back, I'll just let my aunt know within the next week or so I'm going to leave to go back, and then just every single day I'll look until one comes available. Then I'll book that flight, and then I come back. So that way, it really truly is unlimited flights at that point because at that point I would have not paid for my flight back as well. So that's the caveat if you fly domestically. I know it's a little confusing because I tried to explain it to a few people that were close to me, and I had to really kind of break it down. I don't necessarily want to keep this video long, so what I'm going to do is leave a link to this page so you can check it out and read all the details for yourself if I'm talking too fast or things are a little bit confusing. Now, here's the thing with international is even better because the caveat is you get unlimited flights, but you can't book no further than 10 days in the future, which is fine if your trip is within 10 days. So right now, again, is the 28th. So 10 days from now would be, let's see, that's 10 days, it will be the 7th of September. So basically, I can book a flight anytime between the 28th and the 7th. I can't book anything on the 8th. I can't book anything on the 9th. It has to be within 10 days. And the good thing about the international one is I can do the to and from. So as long as my trip is within those 10 days, it really doesn't matter. So this is where it becomes a really, really good deal for passport bros. For example, one of the destinations they go to is Costa Rica. So what I could do is I can literally today book a ticket to Costa Rica on the 28th, and then just choose the day that I'm going to come back within these 10 days. So since I have the whole 10 days, maybe I'll come back on the 6th or the 7th. And I really just and because I bought the pass, it's unlimited, so it doesn't really matter. I can book anytime within those 10 days, and I can do this repeatedly. So even when I come back, that's I come back on the 7th. I want to go to Costa Rica again. I can book again on the 7th, and I don't have to pay any additional funding because I already bought the pass. So I can do another 10 days, go to Costa Rica, come back, and I can just keep doing that throughout the whole length of whatever pass I get. That's why it works very, very good for remote workers because technically, with this, you can just work remotely and then you just have to look for whenever a flight is available, and then you just take that flight back home, and it will kind of save you lots and lots of money. So that's the one caveat I did see with it. The other thing was, of course, there's still like I think it's like a small international tax, like $30, $40, something like that for each flight. There's like a little tax thing. I think that when I tried to practice it out, I did see there was a little small fee, but it's nowhere near what you pay if you got a regular flight. It's definitely a good deal. The only other caveat with this as well is that, as I said before, they don't go deep into South America. I'm going to see if I can pull up some of their destination flights. This usually page that says where we fly. Let me see if I can find it for you guys very quick. Travel inflow, international travel. Yeah, here we go. Right here, where we fly. So, here you go. Right here, you have. I'm gonna pull this up and see if I can go to. Of course, they go all across the United States. You even can link it to whatever airport you want to go to. But as you can see in the drop down, let me see. Here is Cancun. You have, let's see what else they have. El Paso. Well, that's Texas. Not El Paso. Let's see. Guatemala City for Guatemala. You have, let's see what else we have. Not Myrtle Beach. I'm trying to see where's the other exotic ones at. Punta Cana, which is in Dominican Republic. You have that. Let's see what else. San Juan, which is Puerto Rico. Still somewhat in U.S. territory. It's still nice to go there. Of course, you have San Salvador. I believe that's in El Salvador. You also have St. Martin. You have St. Thomas. And I'm trying to see if I can pull it up because this didn't show everything. Because this is really just the origins where you will fly out of. But those are some of the destinations. But when I did my initial analysis, I'm just gonna, because I don't want to hold up the video. Let me see if I gonna show anything else. Let's see if they'll give the other destinations. I don't think they're gonna show it, and I don't want to keep you guys. So some of the other, I'm just gonna tell you off the top of the head, just from my research. Some of the other destinations that they do go to, as I said before, they go to Costa Rica. As you see, they go to Guatemala City. They go to Santo Domingo, which is in Dominican Republic. Um, El Salvador. I believe they go to yeah, those, as you see, mostly Central America, mostly the Caribbean, and then different parts of Mexico. So, while they might not be, is while Frontier currently right now doesn't go to like Colombia, Brazil, some of the major cities. I'm hoping in the future that they will. Once they do that, I'm definitely going to be on board for this. Probably get the yearly pass, that kind of thing. But I'm definitely looking forward to buying this pass because I've never been to Guatemala. I've never been to yeah, never been to Guatemala. Also, they went to Belize. Never been to Belize. Um, Also, what was the other one? Nicaragua. I think it was that one as well. But either way, there's several countries that they touched on in Central America that I would like to try out. So this definitely is something I'm looking forward to. Right now, I have remote, but a lot of it is because of the job situation I'm in. It's one of those things where I have to work remotely in the United States. But I am looking forward to getting a remote job where I can definitely work remotely overseas. Once I get that, I'm definitely looking forward to getting this pass and spending a lot of time in the Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, in Guatemala City. I'll try that as well. Even though I heard it's a bit dangerous, but I've watched a lot of videos lately about some decent areas for like tourists to try out. But either way, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave you guys a link to the website to Frontier Airlines. And you guys just tell me what you think about this whole pass in the comment section. Do you think it's a really good deal? Do you think it's kind of a ripoff? Or like, do you think you would enjoy it? Or tell me what you think. Because I know there's a lot of people that want to try to get into the Passport Bro movement. I think this provides a very easy access to become a Passport Bro. Because now you don't have to worry so much about your flight. You pay that one-time fee, and you can fly as often as you like. You don't have to worry about. So you can cut that out of your budget. So now, only thing you need to worry about now is just your hotel fee. Food. Maybe money to go out, party, do whatever you want to do, see sights, that kind of thing. So this definitely is going to be a money saver. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I know it's been a while since I put out some of my last videos. I've just been busy. I had like a ton of work just going on, but I'm gonna try to get back up to speed and post more consistently again. But you guys, to help me out with this channel, please subscribe. If you have not, please hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and subscribe. And until next time, this is your boy, the Passport Bro Wingman, signing off.
Dear Passport Boys, dear Passport Bros, stop calling yourself Passport Boys and Passport Bros. Are you going to the Philippines to look for a Filipina queen or what? So stop calling yourself Passport Boys and Passport Bros. Start calling yourself Passport Kings.